How is it that I always get stuck with you on rooftop stakeout duty?
I'm sorry, Stu, are we not friends?
It's Eustace, and we never were.
Tease.
Shut up and sit down.
Fine. Ow!
What now?
I sat on my dice.
Is that a euphemism?
No, see? Actual metal dice.
Where did you get those?
The crazy woman. But you can buy them at metallicdicegames.com.
metallicdicegames.com?
Yeah, and you can get 10% off from the Rancor's brothel. Or was that for the brothel?
Cecil.
Sorry, what? Yes. 10% off at checkout using code RBP10.
metallicdicegames.com, promo code RBP10?
Correct, my friend.
Yeah, we still aren't friends.
Don't care. Damn it.
What is it this time?
I have to pee again.
Just go.
Fine, but no peeking.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Nope, not gonna happen.
What the hell happened?
Nothing. Why didn't we go with the ball-shaving one?
Warning, this podcast contains mature content, including scenes or descriptions of graphic violence, sexuality, and psychological trauma. Listener discretion is advised.
The Rancor's Brothel presents Impossible Landscapes. A Delta Green campaign by Dennis Detweiler. The lights come up on the empty stage, and you see a child-size clown enter stage left. The clown is wearing a strange multicolored outfit covered in triangles. The clown mask covers the child's entire head. So there is literally no feature. There is no skin exposed. Everything is covered head to toe in this sort of triangle pattern. And like I said, the face is actually a physical full head mask with clown painted features, kind of a ridiculous smile that exposes geometric teeth. The eyes are nothing but black slits. And as the child enters the space, there is an orchestra that you can't hear begins to play. There is a strange, looping, somewhat dirge-style music and some drumming. And then the clown begins to dance in sort of jagged, swirling, acrobatic movement, timed to the music. And I know I kind of warned you guys that it's very narrative, but I'll pause every once in a while in case you want to interject.
Can someone please pass the snow caps?
I start booing.
Assuming you boo, Bale turns and goes, "Shut up, I don't boo."
Off the stage!
You suck.
Free bird! As the child clown dances, it eventually moves over and reaches for something that appears to be just off stage. In time to the music, there lifts into the air what you might think first is a kite, but appears to be what you might best describe as a paper dragon. It seems to be almost like elaborate origami, but the child is holding it in one hand with a string, kind of like a balloon. And the child continues to dance, swirl his arms, kick, maybe do some sort of aerial maneuvers, and the whole time is never forgetting to flip the dragon that moves. It's got it's mostly mouth with maybe a couple of forearms, and then kind of a long body that extends into a tail like a ribbon on a kite.
Is there any kind of music playing?
Yes.
I don't know if you said that or not. I just missed it.
Slow dirge with drums.
Okay. Well, I knew that was the intro, but I didn't know if it kept going.
It does, and it changes slightly, especially when the dragon comes out. Alertness rolls.
Yes, pass.
Fail.
Pass.
For the passes, you begin to notice as there's something hovering in the air, sort of a thin aerosol-like mist that appears to be slightly red. And it seems to be issuing from the back of house, so from behind you, rolling past you towards the stage, towards the child and the dragon. And as the child continues to maneuver, the dragon is pulled along on its string. And when you see the dragon sweep through this mist, it's as if the dragon draws the mist into its paper body, as if it is absorbing this mist that is issuing from behind you. As this occurs, Bale sort of leans over, keeping his head low as not to disturb the performance for anyone behind him. I'll let you know when to move. We have to wait until it's finished.
Where are we going?
The exit is close. We have to wait for the dance to end.
Does he seem to be like looking towards a specific part of the stage or the side of the auditorium or anything like that?
He's not taking his eyes off the child and the dragon. He is trying to side-eye you as he's saying this stuff.
Okay.
He's leaning into the group, but he's keeping his eyes locked on the stage.
I'm going to make sure I'm locked on the stage too and kind of watching him for any movements.
Anyone else?
Frank was actually getting some amusement out of it. He was, strapped to a chair being tortured. He's kind of enjoying himself.
Scratching his brain.
Leg starts kicking.
Now I don't know math.
At some point, I want to find, there's an old horror movie that I remember watching as a kid that's like half remembered. It's dreamlike. I don't think parts of it are real. I would love for someone to interpret that dream sometime and help me find the movie that it's based on. And there's a part where a character is dead, and I'm pretty sure they push on a brain that's half exposed, but I don't remember what it is.
I was just channeling Tim Burton.
No, I get it. But it's an old comedic horror movie I think I watched once upon a time, and I've never been able to find it.
Idle Hands, maybe?
No, it's old. I think it's 80s.
Okay.
Anyway, I do know what scene you're talking about in Idle Hands, and it's ish similar.
Okay.
Anything else anybody wants to do all the way across? God, I gotta remember your new characters' names if you quit losing them. Adrian, Reginald.
I've been playing these characters for a few sessions now.
Mm-hmm. How sober have I been?
It's only
for
my
these sessions?
second character.
You usually don't drink that heavily during this.
You know, funny thing
compared to D&D.
You're
That's
so
true.
sick.
I get fucking sloshed for D&D.
You're so sick of Daniel making new characters. You're just bringing them back from the dead now. This was your decision. Don't make a new character. I'm just gonna give your guy a big gash in the head. Don't worry about it.
Let him die twice.
If you die again, you're just not gonna come back.
Any other action anybody wants to take?
Nah, man.
The music sort of rises into a crescendo. It gets louder and louder and louder.
Let's see.
And it gets to the point where I don't know if any of you have ever sat in the front row for a live theater performance, particularly with music, but it's uncomfortably loud. It's being played loud for the people in the back, so it's so loud. You feel like the orchestra pit is right in front of you, even though you can't see it. And then all of a sudden, at the exact same time, the music stops on a beat, all lights on the stage go out, and you are plunged into complete blackness. Your eyes start to adjust just a little bit, and you realize that there is sort of soft light off stage. Maybe I'm going to use another theater term. Flynn's got me here. Maybe a ghost light or something off to the back. Single bulb that's just illuminating the stage, and as your eyes adjust, you can see a soft glow on the stage.
Glance over to Bale.
You notice that Bale sort of pokes his head up and looks up over the lip of the stage and sort of looks to you and nods and gets up.
I'll stand.
It appears that the stage is empty now. Bale takes a quick glance over his shoulder to the rest of the house and takes a short set of stairs nearby and goes up on the stage.
I'll follow.
Yeah, we'll follow.
Yeah, gonna follow suit if this is the signal, which I assume it was. Yeah.
You see him creep right up onto the stage, and now you're standing on top of the stage. You sort of look off to the side, stage left, just behind the proscenium, just behind the main curtain. You see the child clown is sprawled on the ground, arms and legs akimbo, much like as if a puppet's strings were cut, just flop there in an almost unnatural position for a human being. It's like throwing a dummy, throwing a scarecrow, throwing something made of cloth and not bone, throwing something made of, stuffing and not blood, right? The clown is smaller than before, whereas before this would have been maybe a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, something like that, a couple of feet tall. It looks like an infant in a onesie.
Did we see this? The kid fall to the ground?
No, this appeared to have all happened when the house went black.
Okay.
Not that far from it, within a couple of feet, just off to the side, maybe farther upstage, you see the paper dragon. Sort of the stark whiteness of both the child clown and the dragon in the soft light. They're basically beaming. They're shining compared to the blackness of the stage and the house and everything else, the curtains, etc. You see Bale, in very sort of exaggerated fashion, creep in the direction of those two forms. Slowly, carefully. You see him bend down to the string that's laying on the stage, and he grabs the string of the paper dragon, begins to pull ever so slightly. And for the first time in a long time, you hear something other than the sound of your footsteps and your own breathing, which is a sound of paper being dragged across the stage. Roll int by 5.
Extreme
Yes.
pass.
Huh?
Extreme pass.
It's a crit pass.
Pass.
Did you crit? Because extremes aren't. Extremes
Yes,
are called
whatever.
I'm just saying.
Right? It's
Roll
just
dubs.
it's just double digits, right?
Yeah.
Double digits that are pass.
I also critted.
Okay, so 2 crits and
Pass. Just regular pass.
Regular pass.
for the regular passes, you notice that at no point, Bale is moving very slowly and very precisely. While it at first appears that he is staring off at the dragon and focusing on what he's doing, he's actually staring at the infant. You two notice, with the critical success, he's holding his breath this entire time as he pulls this thing out onto stage. As he pulls the paper dragon out onto stage where the rest of you are, again, never taking his eye off the clown, you see him reach down and open the dragon's mouth, and you hear the tearing of paper
Uh-oh.
as he tears the dragon apart. He reaches inside the dragon now that he's ripped the mouth open. So it's not just sort of a decorative sort of maw. Now it's torn open and its innards are kind of exposed. He reaches in and pulls out, Detweiler calls it a thermos. I'm from the Midwest, so I'm going to call it a mason jar, because I feel like a mason jar is more apt to what I want to describe. He pulls out like a mason jar of what looks like deep red or burgundy oil. Franky, this looks very familiar.
Okay. That's what I was getting to. The patzu.
You see him twist the top of the jar off and open it. And he looks at you and in Soda voice says, "The patzu is the way out." And you see him put the jar to his lips and he takes a big swig. And then he puts the lid back on and he hands it to Gideon. Roll sand. Everybody.
Pass.
Fail.
Pass.
1 if you pass, 1d6 if you fail.
Putting
Does your
off
breaking
on my
point? Does your breaking
girlfriend this
point
time.
trigger when you hit it or when you go over it?
When you hit it.
Then I'll push.
I'm also going to push off to a
Yeah, I'm
bond.
just pushing off. There's 2.
How much total did you roll, Daniel?
5.
Okay, there's no possible way you can push off all of that, just so you know.
You can push off up.
You can push off up to 4 and it's a die roll.
Yeah.
Okay, just letting you know.
3.
So you can push off 3. So you still take 2.
Then I lose 3 will points.
Then you lose 3 will points and you lose 3 off of a bond.
Correct.
That meets my breaking point.
Then you still hit the breaking point.
You've hit a breaking point.
Yes.
You got to readjust your breaking point, and you get a
Just
permanent.
stop there. You've hit your breaking point. That's all we need to know. As the 4 of you stand around and you see this jar handed off to Gideon, Bale says those words, and like a damn magic trick, he vanishes before your eyes. Just pop, and he's gone. Before we get there,
I'm ready.
Gideon, roll sand.
My girlfriend's gonna leave me.
Push it on
Pass.
someone else. How
1.
many bonds do you have?
I have 2. I nuked a different one.
No.
Please keep rolling low. That's not good.
Did you roll a 4?
3.
So Gideon, you do exactly what you just mimed me. You're like, this is perfect. And you start to open the patzu. Except the jar, feels lighter than it did when he handed it to you. And you're like, that's weird. And you look at it. Sorry, did you pass or did you fail?
I passed.
Okay. My apologies, 0. I looked at the wrong stat line. I will credit you there. I'll give you that back. That was a 0. It was a 0/1. I looked at the wrong one. You look at this jar because you're like, why is it lighter? He just took a sip. This thing is fucking full. And what you notice is that the jar keeps emptying, and it sort of... and it disappears like a child's toy. Like, I don't know if you ever played with like those vortex toys or whatever, when they empty, like they chug. You know what I mean? The liquid flows from one chamber to the
It's
other.
like one of those pins when you flip it and the lady's top falls down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. Or like a lava lamp where the liquid
They don't make
just
those
flops.
anymore.
I wonder why.
But what's interesting is as you do that, they for sure fucking make
They probably
those.
do. Spencer Gifts.
And I was just say, let's get some Rancor's brothel branded.
I wonder
of those.
if that store survived the pandemic.
But the thing is that when it looks like a hot lady and you turn it upside down and it flips, it needs to be a fat naked dude. That's a
Absolutely.
Rancor's brothel thing.
Yep.
Brothel calendar coming 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Wait till you see
coming in
our
buckets.
Thanksgiving feast. It's just a bunch of fat dudes covered in turkey grease.
But set up like the Last Supper, you know.
Absolutely.
Jeff
you
is
get-
the Christ figure in the middle. It'd be
Oh,
great.
you got to throw some gravy in there too. Can't just be.
He's got his arms out wide, but he's holding 2 big turkey legs.
So you see it drain like from the top to the bottom as if it's just magically emptying. And then you see the contents sort of flex and then it's suddenly full again. And then you see it drain on its own as you're watching this. And then it sort of flexes again and then it's full and then it starts draining again. It's like, if you were to compare it to anything you know, it's like respiration. It's like the fucking liquid is breathing. The only thing I could think to compare it to is you ever see when people are in movies, especially movies that are set in the past, when they're hooked up to a respirator in the hospital and you see that fucking suction
The
cup
plunger,
thing.
yeah.
Like sort of inflate and deflate. That's what that liquid is doing. As
So
if
it
it's
slowly goes down and then boom, it doesn't rise back up.
It's
boom full.
Yeah.
Boom full.
Yeah, it's like it's down, full, down, full, down, full, which is fucking weird.
Anyway, top off. I guess I'm gonna.
I will let you sit there for 30 seconds while I go pee. If you'd like to let the audience know what you're thinking in the last
I just
want
want to drink the fucking liquid.
Oh, Grady's gone. I'm going to drink it. I don't even care. Listen to this, listener. I just drank the piss stew or whatever it's called.
So Bale vanishes, right? You're seeing liquid that fucking breathes, Gideon. The three of you are all standing around going, holy shit, that guy just vanished. And you all hear a noise. You all hear kind of a clickety clack of movement.
Don't make us pull Josh here.
Pull a Josh.
Pull Josh.
Which Josh? Oh.
Which Josh is a fair question.
That is true.
No, but I know what you're
The
talking
only Josh that has played any kind of Cthulian game on the podcast.
I know what you're talking about.
So I don't think Eel has played any
On the
Cthulian.
podcast, no. But
Yes.
he was in the original Dockside Dogs, I believe.
Yes, he
Not for the
was.
show.
Yes,
Not
he
for the
was.
show.
You all hear a noise off stage left. And as you turn and look, the clown, the infant clown, has suddenly gotten up. You see it cock its head and look towards Gideon. And you see it start to move, shoulders kind of popping back and forth, knees popping at awkward angles in sort of a strange dance of some sort, like a movement of unnatural and and impossible physicality. I'm thinking a lot of when I'm thinking of this God, what is the game?
It's crumping. Is that what it was called?
No, the what is that game? There is a there's a famous fighting game. Not Mortal Kombat.
Street Fighter, Tekken.
I believe it's Tekken, or there's another one. It's not Street Fighter.
Depends how old it is.
Yeah.
Where there is like a weird creature that has extremely long nail-like things, and like the creature is constantly bending and twisting in awkward ways. I don't know what character it is. I feel like it starts with a V. Maybe like a Vespa or a Vizier or
I know what you're talking
Yes,
about.
that is from Tekken.
I don't know
I
what
can't
character
remember-
it is,
I can't remember
but
the
like
name.
the character bends its back and its arms and its legs in like awkward ways.
Or it might be Soul Calibur.
Soul
Oh,
Calibur
that's
is
it.
it.
Yeah, you're probably
Yep.
It is Soul Calibur. Thank you.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur. It starts with a V. I'm
Yes,
almost
it does.
positive.
And it's a weird name. Yeah.
And you're seeing this clown child move in these fucking bizarre manner. Like it keeps rolling and like rolling over its ankles and like moving its arms in bizarre ways as it seems intent on getting to Gideon.
If he's hesitating, I'm yanking the jar from his hand. and
I'm waiting on him to stop. I'm not hesitating.
No. No one's hesitating.
No, if this thing is making this much movement, I'm taking an action.
I am describing the whole scenario.
We get it. We get it.
I know.
I know, but you're saying a lot of shit, and I'm saying the moment that thing would wake up, I wouldn't take a sip. Like,
No, I get it. I am continuing further description that is important. Datweiler has written this, so I will. Did you find the name of it? Vesper, something like that.
I can't figure out.
He's looking at porn.
That's fine.
watching something else.
Lucas is
Creating
unconcerned.
some visual
No,
pictures
he found,
or
he, found a,
verbal
he
pictures.
found he found a Soul Calibur parody porn.
Fanfic. You think it's Soul Calibur? You sure?
Yes, I'm now positive since somebody said Soul Calibur that
That
it is
sounds
Soul Calibur.
right.
I can imagine the creature in my head, but I have no idea what game it's from because
I feel like it had like long Wolverine type claws, but I can't be positive. I was never good at those fighting games, but that like literally gave me damn nightmares
Yeah,
when that thing
Voldo.
moved. Huh?
Voldo.
That's it.
Yeah.
And creepy ass Voldo. Like it would do weird backflips and shit. It was
Yeah, that's
gross.
the first one that came up. Not the only one that has long claws like that, though.
One more thing before anyone takes an action, because I feel like this is important.
Whoever that is.
It's off stage left, right? You folks are like center stage, okay? As it is moving, with each shutter, it gets bigger. So like the first shutter, it moves from from infant to toddler. Then it shutters again and it moves from toddler to elementary student. And then the next shutter, it's a teenager. By the time it steps out of the curtain into the stage where you can fully see it, it is the size of a full-grown man. Let's talk about some dex orders. What are the dex scores of everyone? Say, in case we need them
Times
for
5?
the rest of the scenario.
you want times 5.
Times 5 is fine, or flat score, just as long as you all give me the same number.
Give flat.
A 15.
So is it Reginald? Reginald 15?
Yes.
Franky also has a 15.
Both of you roll a die 100. Lower roll wins.
14.
68.
Okay, Frankie goes first. Lucas, Adrian.
Mine is a 14 or a 70 by 5.
Bag 14.
12.
Gideon is a 12. That's really unfortunate. So have I set the scene well enough?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Clearly.
just making sure.
Yeah, again, too well.
Frankie, what do you want to do?
I need to note that I did hit my breaking point. Do we want to clear this up now?
No, we'll deal with that later.
Okay.
Put a pin in it.
Franky's going to run up and punch this thing. Was going to kick it, but now it's a full-size man, so.
I would only kick a toddler. I hit a man.
Fist the cuffs.
I was literally thinking of kick the baby from South Park. That's literally what was going through my head.
No. Put a pin in that. That's a t-shirt possibility. I only kick toddlers. Fisticuffs for men. Like that's a workshop t-shirt.
Yeah.
Franky's an honorable man.
Sure.
funny.
You run up and take a swing at it.
That's a fail.
You go running up and take a swing. You make no connection. You are now standing beside the clown. Reggie.
I grab the mason jar and take a sip.
I don't give it. So we doing opposed? We gonna break the jar?
Yes,
doing
we
this?
will do opposed rolls. Strength by 5 for both of you. Hold your rolls because we may have to do some sort of contest between the two of you.
Pass.
Crit fail.
Crit fail to a pass. You continue to hold the jar. So Reggie runs over, grabs the jar. You go yourself, and you pull it back. So Reggie is standing next to you. Adrian.
Wait, what did you guys have to roll for that? Because I'm going to try to drink from the jar, too. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Strength by 5.
Strength by 5? What was strength by 5? I got a 24 out of 70.
I failed.
I drink the jar.
You have the jar.
Off. I drink the jar.
He's drinking the whole jar.
You have
The entire thing.
I
Just
have the jar. It was to drink the jar. I didn't say it was taking it from him.
You know what I really like is that Detweiler assumes by these rolls that you are working together, and as usual for the Rancor's brothel,
We don't do that here.
Nah, there's no.
All for one and on one and only.
well, it's kind of why I went to go punch the thing. I figured we.
I mean, I wasn't being selfish. I figured we were all doing that, so that's what I was doing.
I thought we were trying to get out of here. That's the deal.
So you now have the jar. Gideon,
I take the jar.
strength by 5.
Ot 5.
Okay.
No, hold on. Did you pass or fail?
I passed.
Okay, now here's the thing. This is weird about Delta Green. You can look it up because one of you is going to bitch when I'm wrong. But because the fact that it's rolling low for a higher score, it's not the lower pass that wins. It's the higher pass that wins. So you rolled 05 out of what?
70.
You rolled what?
19 out of 50.
So 19 out of 50 is harder to get than 05 out of 70. So you take it back.
That doesn't make sense, but yoink.
Look up,
Sure.
look up contested rolls.
I think I have looked and I've like puzzled over it.
I'll just-
I'm like,
Because the idea is
I'll
that
trust you.
anybody can get lucky and roll low. It's harder to roll high, so they credit the player.
it's harder to roll. It's harder to roll high and pass.
Correct. So they're looking at the opposite end of the spectrum, which I really like. I think that's a great roll because it credits because anybody on an 09 or whatever would succeed.
Right.
Right. It's harder to roll a 50 and succeed. So they credit the the contested roll of the higher roll.
That's fair.
So Gideon now has it.
Now your turn.
he handed it to me. Let me drink.
Let's just get
Then
out
we'll
of here,
go.
man.
So you
Stop
now
this
have
stupid
the
shit.
strength roll. The clown moves. The clown is now halfway to you. I will go ahead and
To who specifically?
he
The
seems
person
to be
holding the
locked
jar.
onto Gideon.
The person holding the jar.
Gotcha.
Meter's roughly a yard, right?
Yeah.
Ish.
Okay.
It's a British yard.
Give or take.
It's a
right?
British yard.
Un de trois cat. Trois. Troy.
It's always Troy every time I do this.
As you sort of are looking around, you've struggled for the jar's been lost. You see someone run from stage left to stage right. There appears to be a prop facade that looks like a window far up stage. And you see a man in a red robe carry a box of red books rushing past that window.
Okay.
He looks vaguely like someone you should know. Top of the order, Franky.
Going to try to choke this clown out.
Let me point out here.
I got to come up from behind, though.
Franky.
Right?
I appreciate your enthusiasm. Before you say that, I should note that in the time it took to stride from stage left halfway to center stage, it grew from, this is why I asked about the meters, it grew from, say, 5'8", 5'10", 6 feet, a normal male height. In those few steps that it took as it walked past you, it is now 9.5 or 10 feet tall.
Okay. So I won't be able to choke it out.
With every step, it seems to grow 1.5 feet or better.
I'm going to try to take out its legs.
Sure, this is going well. Absolutely. Make me an athletics roll.
I mean,
It wouldn't just be unarmed combat.
they're both the same score, so I mean, it's whatever.
It's great. It's like a grapple, right?
How does one grapple something that is 9.5 feet tall?
Big hug.
I was more just wrapping up the legs, but
I wouldn't-
either,
I wouldn't
either way,
know.
I failed.
Everyone is 9.5 feet tall to me, so I don't really.
Sorry, Detweiler. Sure, why not? Why not? Yeah, that's a success.
We apologizing to Detweiler for. He got us in this situation.
No, I'm apologizing for my players. Oh, all right. That's okay.
Hope to God he likes that T-shirt.
As you move past, the clown sort of almost absent-mindedly swipes at you, Franky, just kind of in the motion of its arms. And the hand misses you, though not by much, inches, maybe less. And when you feel that run over the run sort of above you within a few inches, you feel the hair on the back of your neck stand up. And you feel heat, and you feel just, have you ever stood under high tension lines before? Like big power lines.
I wouldn't say so, no.
You can feel it. You can feel the air vibrate in a way that feels unnatural, and it kind of like catches in your throat and makes your heart race. You feel like you just dodged death.
Okay, so don't touch the thing. Got it.
Trip it.
As it moves past you on a beeline for Gideon. Reggie.
I go for the jar.
Excellent. Strength by 5.
I guess we could just ask for it, right?
I didn't think it would need to be asked for. Like this, I would wanted to do this like right off the bat, and somebody wants to be stingy with the jar. So
If you would just let him go on his turn, one of the other
Seriously.
ones would already have it.
I go first, so why wouldn't it make more sense for me to go? Like, whatever. I rolled a 17.
I just give you the
would you-
jar. If
would you-
we're just gonna keep bitching.
Okay. Dex by 5, Flynn.
What dex? Nope.
The jar goes bouncing across the floor. You go to reach for it. He goes to hand it to you, and it bing, 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 bounces across the floor. Adrian.
Can I get to the jar?
Yes.
I'll grab it and drink it if I can.
Adrian picks up the jar. He opens the lid. Roll me some sand.
Some sand?
Yes, please. Yeah, we'll do that first.
That's a fail.
Okay. Hold on. Hold that roll. Sorry. Roll me I'll do it for you. Over or under, please.
Let me roll the bad things for you.
Over.
Okay. You failed a sand.
Sadly.
1d4.
It's a 2.
Take 2 sand.
I'm just going to take the breaking point at this point.
Okay. We'll note that for later. Your mouth tastes like ashes.
Awesome.
It just tastes like burnt.
Gross.
It's not pleasant.
Am I close enough to hand it to someone else? One of these two guys?
No.
Okay.
And you failed the sand, correct?
Yep.
Correct. That's
I already
important.
took that damage.
Gideon, it's your turn.
Can I move, take the jar, and take a drink?
Are you allowing him to take the jar?
Yeah, if I can, I'd swig it and just go I'd extend my arm out with jar in hand, hoping somebody will take it from me.
Dex by 5.
Where's my dex? What is it? Oh, 70. Failed. It drops.
Bing, ba, bing, bing, bing. It goes bouncing across the floor. You go to reach for it, and it is laying on the deck.
The lid's off. Do they watch me disappear?
No.
Right on.
These ashes are defective.
You drank it when it
It
was
only
empty.
works
Drank it at the wrong time.
You drank it when it was empty. There's nothing in there.
The clown, seeing it bounce across the floor, turns and begins moving towards the jar. Franky, it's your turn.
Which means it's another 2 or 3 feet taller than it was.
I'm not touching this thing
Thank
now.
you for that. By the way.
Uh-oh.
Appreciate that. Where did I go? We'll do it this way. Un, deux, trois, cat. Cat, Daniel. You...
Thought I was
No, I moved
He went the other way.
I went the other way.
How dare you?
Randomize it. You, as you're getting ready to move and do whatever you're doing next, you happen to glance upward and you realize that the ceiling of the theater is now semi-transparent. And there are dozens of people that appear to be dancing a waltz on the ceiling. The clown has now grown another meter in height. It is 4 meters tall, which is real fucking tall. Now you can take a turn.
We assume we don't use that system here.
That's right.
So how,
We had it for about 10 minutes.
how far am I from Gideon at the moment?
Not super far, but a ways.
So for me to get to him in one turn, it would probably take an athletics check.
What are you trying to do once you get to Gideon?
What my plan is to try to keep this jar as far away as possible from this thing.
As you kind of look around for the first time, since no one has asked so far, you realize now that you aren't really on a stage per se anymore. You're kind of in a hallway. The proscenium is now bricked up. It no longer exists. You don't see a house. You don't see seats anymore. The only viable way you see to go is to literally run, pick up the jar, and head towards a door in front of you marked stage exit.
Well, Gideon has the jar right now, right? You picked
No, it's
it
on
up?
the floor.
No, it's on the floor.
All right, yeah, I will try to run, pick up the jar, and get as far away as possible as the clown, because it's just
Athletics or dodge, your choice.
it's probably going to be my. What's my dodge at? Ooh, my dodge is actually a little bit better. Yeah, because this thing is going to keep growing in size, and it's going to be able to walk more and more, like further distance. Just barely failed.
Hold on. What was your roll?
64.
Okay. And that was a fail, right?
Yes, my dodge is 60.
So you see Franky take off running. He scoops up the jar, sort of stumbles on his way towards the door, and you see the now 4-meter clown creature pursuing him. Reggie,
I go for the jar.
you'll now need to chase. Athletics or dodge?
Athletics.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they're both the same, so that's a fail.
Okay. You begin running after him, but you don't catch up. Adrian, you vanish. Gideon.
So I'm trying to figure out like space.
At this point, everyone's running stage right.
Okay.
Or I seem to be in a narrow hallway from the sounds of it.
The proscenium is now no longer a proscenium, it's a wall, and everyone is running with the clown basically on everybody's heels. You just saw Adrian vanish, so you're assuming theoretically the patzu functions in some way, shape, or form. At this point, it seems to be a Scooby-Doo-esque running stage right to drink the fucking patzu and get out of here.
So, but the creature's on their tails, right?
Yes, you're probably between the creature and the rest of them. But it's like right on your nutsack.
Oh, okay. So it's behind me.
Yes, but not by much.
That's important.
It also seems to be focused on the jar anyways.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've established that you can't get the jar and drink in the same turn. So, I will. So the creature is beeline to them.
It is, but it is currently behind you. So it will pass you if you don't follow the group. Everyone appears at this point. Everyone has either vanished or is chasing the jar.
Yeah. And Franky has the jar.
Franky has the jar.
It's going to be risky. It would be a risky situation, but I go first. If I have the jar, I will drink. Hand the jar off to Reginald. He drinks, then rolls the jar underneath the creature to you.
I mean, that could go very poorly.
It could.
But it also
could.
means the creature is there on you because it's going to take you a turn.
Yes.
There's the creature.
And I'm going to hand it to him. He's going to
The
drink.
creature's right there. So I'm going to like move to the side. So like let the creature go by me and yell to Franky, slide it here. Drink and slide it here.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. You step out of the way. The thing pursues Daniel.
Yep.
Franky. Yeah. Make me an athletics or a dodge roll.
It's a fail.
Keep your roll, please.
I got it.
Okay. You see this thing take major strides and gets right on top of him before hitting that stage door. And it reaches out for you.
Oh, goodness.
You see it with one big swipe, reaches for Franky and just narrowly misses. Un de toi, of course. Troy. As you're running through all this, and seeing all this happen, you kind of look off to your side because something has changed. And up stage, maybe stage left. You kind of look back to where Gideon has yelled. You see behind him a cafeteria, seats, tables, kind of like that bullshit when you're in elementary or middle school where the seats are like attached to the tables, right? You see a balding, overweight man wearing wireframe glasses and a prison outfit. He seems to be watching you. He stands next to an oversized prop door, and he waves at you.
Cool.
The clown has grown another meter. Franky.
All right. So before I make a decision, I need to know if I can drink and pass it off to Reginald, will he be able to drink it and roll it on his turn?
You'll have to find out. That's a series of rolls. There is no concrete answer. You don't know. Get f***ed, Detweiler game. You can attempt to drink if you want, though. We'll start there if that's your goal.
I am going to drink.
Give me a luck roll.
You want me to just call high or low?
Yep, your call.
Low. It's high.
Okay. You go to drink it, and you feel no liquid touch your lips.
Oh my God.
You drank it just as it was empty.
Okay.
That counts. Pass it off.
Is there anything else I can do in my turn right now? Is that, would you call that my action?
It's pretty much your action, but what would you like to do? I may give you a little bit of a bonus.
Pass it off to Reginald.
Sure. Dex by 5.
It's a fail.
He swigs, gets nothing, goes here,
Dude, I've
and
been swapping them out.
throws it at Reggie, and it goes pinging across the stage floor.
Bale greased the jar. That son of a bitch.
Reggie.
I go after the jar.
We'll call it athletics roll.
Fucking fail.
You go scrambling after it, reaching for it. No dice. Gideon.
I will try it. Where is the jar now?
Sort of bouncing up stage all over the place.
I'm about to pee break.
Like a damn Super Bowl.
Can I get to it?
You could definitely give it a shot. Athletics.
Do I have athletics? Oh no. And the creature's still like following the jar as it's bouncing.
Yeah, as it bounces, it turns and looks like it's going to move in that direction.
Okay, yeah, I gotta go for it. Fail.
You go like diving across the floor to try and grab it, and it continues to sort of bounce. It moves in that direction. Un, deux, trois. Daniel. Franky can roll sand.
Pass.
As you look off to the side, there are a series of Flynn will get this, but it's not unusual for theaters to reuse flats and stage props. So like you'll create sort of a background and then you'll set it against the wall, and the next time you repaint it. You see a few backdrops along the wall out of the corner of your eye that look like every place you've ever lived. Stage flats that look like your childhood home. Stage flats that look like your high school. Stage flats that look like the apartment you currently live in. That's fucking weird.
Franky probably lived in his high school at some point. He was probably abandoned as a child.
The clown is now 6 meters tall. Franky, it's your turn.
Gonna run for the jar.
Athletics, please.
It's a fail.
You go running towards it. You dive on the ground. It continues to bounce around. Reggie. Ping, 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 ping. It's like a really terrible NFL play where no goddamn lineman can pick up the fucking ball. Gideon?
Pass. Holy shit.
You dive on the football. You have it. You have the jar in your possession.
Can I drink?
Lateral.
Roll me an athletics or a dodge.
My dodge is much better. Pass.
Okay. You make a drink or make a luck roll.
Make a drink roll.
Make a drink roll.
Wait, high or low? Is that?
Yes, pick high or low,
And then I roll.
and then you roll.
Okay. High.
You need above 50.
I got 69. Ooh,
Nice!
that's the weed number.
No. I've been listening to Caleb's Patreon for Delta Green, and there are so many guys who keep rolling 69, and Ross Payton is like, no. Talk to Shane, talk to Dennis. 69 should be an automatic success. And
It
I'm
really
like,
should.
I really like that. It's not going to be a thing, but I really like that.
House rule.
But it is you called high. Sand roll, please.
Yes. 30.
You passed.
Yeah, pass.
0. So you take a big swig and you taste ashes. You don't know how, you don't know why, but you know you're not going anywhere this turn. You're like, I got it. The patzu is in me, but I'm not fucking going anywhere this turn.
Can I try to slide it across the floor, toss it to Reginald?
At this point, I've already let you kind of take 2 actions
That's
on
fair.
your turn. But I will say that the clown creature swings at you and misses.
Okay.
Because that's what that extra roll was for.
Went ahead and blew out your unattended candle up there.
Oh. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Daniel. How about you roll a sand?
Sure. It's a fail.
How about a 1d6? That's a critical fail, is it not?
62?
Oh, okay. I thought it was 66.
No.
Okay.
26.
Roll me a d6, please.
3.
You see an individual in a lavender suit behind a large window, which makes no fucking sense why it's in the side of this theater. The individual appears to be standing there clapping. He appears to be soaking wet and is surrounded by wet, dead, and rotting children. So, congrats for that.
That is disturbing.
Franky, it's your turn.
I'm going to run for the jar that I would assume Gideon's probably holding out for whomever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Dex by 5, Daniel.
New set of dice. Pass.
You snag the jar on the run like a running back with a handoff. You have it and are running upstage.
Yep. Because I plan on keep running with it to get away from this thing.
Okay.
Because I can't drink it. And
You literally hand it off and he takes off. Reggie. You can thank Craig for those nuts.
I've got like a whole thing of
Thank you, Craig.
Chase after Daniel.
What are you rolling?
I don't know.
Athletics seems fair. I'm just curious what you're rolling.
I passed.
You're able
Christ.
to run him down. Daniel, roll a dodge.
I'm not tackling him.
I didn't know if you were just chasing him or trying to take the jar from him.
No, I'm just running towards him.
Okay, in which case you don't need to roll. You're just running towards him.
okay.
Gideon, sand roll.
Pass.
You still feel like the Tinkerbell magic isn't working for you.
Oh no.
You feel like any time you're going to be a real boy, but it's not yet.
I'll just, I guess, keep an eye on those two and see, like, if I can.
They're just running around the stage from this clown that keeps getting f***ing bigger and bigger.
I'll just kind of move and try to position myself, kind of like in hurling. So if like the ball gets out, I can scoop in, like toss it back to them.
Sure, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Daniel is in possession of it now, right?
Yes.
Give me an athletics or a dodge, your choice.
Dodge and it failed.
Okay. So Franky tries to make some serious moves, but the clown, which is very tall now, is making major strides and just cutting him off because it's fucking huge.
I assume that the ceilings in this place are also growing.
There is no
The ceiling became translucent.
Yeah. So technically there
No,
was.
it's not, but somehow it's fine. 1, 2, 3.
My character's seeing the ceiling
Flynn!
become translucent.
As you're kind of standing there watching this, you see a vista downstage open up. You see beyond the proscenium in the house, unreachable, kind of a ground floor of a hotel that's filled with people. The doors are flanked by golden gargoyles. It's lit like a diorama almost from behind. You see a giant sign that reads Hotel Broadalbin. Roll sand, please.
Always with the sand.
Yeah, it's kind of that kind of game.
Oh, wait, if I roll my sand exactly,
Have to look it up. I think it's a pass, but I won't swear to
I mean, it's a pass for every other skill, so.
yeah, I would just double check. I'm not 100% sure if sand's different. You're probably right. I would assume the number is a pass, but we can put a pin in that and come back.
okay.
So that was that effect. Franky,
Drinking from the jar.
luck roll, please. Is it full or is it not? You have to call it.
Yep.
Okay, 0 then.
Low. That's high.
You pick the jar up, you swig, there's f***ing nothing in it.
Well, can we give me a chance again to hand it off to Reginald?
I will say that you're attempting to pass it back. You've went, and then you're holding it back.
Yep.
Reggie,
I grabbed the bottle.
Dex by 5.
Got it.
You take the jar.
I drink.
We'll see what happens. You can attempt to drink, but we'll see what happens.
Every other motherfucker gets a benefit of the doubt.
Let's
I
time this
haven't.
out.
I have not
Time
had
it
a
out.
chance.
Yeah. Boom. Like,
Hold on.
less
Three
than
turns, man.
yeah.
Flynn. Sandra, please.
Damn you. My relationship is on the rocks right now. Pass.
All right, you'll be a real boy someday, but today is not that day. Troy,
You've passed every time, haven't you?
athletics or dodge?
Dodge. Got it.
What did you roll?
36 of 50. 39 of 50.
Okay, make me a luck roll.
Doesn't matter. This dice is gonna fuck me. Low. What is this?
What is this?
30.
You taste ashes. Make me a sand roll. The mechanic should be becoming apparent.
Yeah.
Nope. Correct. Correct. Pass.
All right. You feel like someday you'll disappear, but it ain't today. You pass that. So the clown is stalking you, but it sort of swings and misses. You folks are doing a very good dodge of it. 1, 2, 3, just to mix it up a little bit. Flynn.
Hello.
Just to mix it up, Flynn again.
You see a bedroom off stage right. It's just briefly visible. There's an older couple that lies in the bed.
Oh yeah.
I've seen this video.
Grandma.
It's like it's tracked. Have you ever seen a Broadway show where like the scene slides
Yeah.
in? It's like the scene is sliding past you. It's very weird as you see this old couple just like tracking by you. The woman sits up in bed and shrieks, "He's coming for my baby, Tom. Stop him." San.
Oh, sorry. I was taking notes. It's pass.
You lose 0. Actually, let's go over under on this.
Me?
Yeah.
Over.
Lose 1. The man in the bed beside her looks very familiar. You're not sure why, but you feel like you've seen him a long time ago.
All right. We'll go off onto my partner this time.
Franky.
Grab the jar from Reginald and swig it.
Dex by 5.
Just to let everyone know, I'm on my 7th set of percentile because I can't roll to pass anything. It's a pass, yes.
All right, you have the jar.
I'm gonna attempt to take a swig.
We'll put a pin in that for now. Reggie, sand roll.
Oh, at 6.
It ain't happening. Gideon, sand roll.
79.
Fail. D4.
I'm going to have to try something here. So that was a 3. So I'm going to willpower it.
Okay. That willpower's got to be getting fucked.
I am at the bottom of the barrel. My breathing jar is empty. Can I? It's only onto 1. I can't split it.
No, it's on to 1. So whatever you rolled is gone.
My old partner was a dick.
Okay. Daniel wants to attempt to swig. Athletics or dodge, your choice.
Take and dodge. It's a fail.
What'd you roll?
74.
74?
Yep.
That makes a difference. The clown is creeping ever closer to Franky. 1, 2, 3 this time.
So I didn't get an attempt to take a swig.
You failed.
Oh, okay. Didn't know what that was for, but
Troy, you are looking past a toilet into a hotel room.
there's a lot of stuff going up on the stage. It's not a stage anymore.
It's Boxer Hotel 616 from the bathroom. A group of people stand around the body of a woman sprawled on the ground, her head pulped from gunfire. As you sort of watch this, you see 2 men turn and look at you. Roll sand.
1.
All right, 0. The clown is now 30 some odd feet tall. Franky.
Couldn't tell you. Drinking from the jar.
Luck roll, please.
I've been getting nothing but high, but I know when I say high, it's gonna
Do
be
it. Just
fail a
fly
save roll.
high.
I drank
Okay.
and disappeared.
high.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it keeps being f***ing empty. That's really unfortunate.
At this point, everyone was able to swig, right?
Yes, it's just you.
Okay,
Run.
I'm gonna keep running from this thing then.
Reggie, you vanish. Gideon, sand roll.
Pass 12.
Unfortunate. Daniel, athletics or dodge?
I did fail one.
Taking dodge. That is an up 3.
You somehow you take a jump cut and make a barrel roll as this clown swings for you, and you dodge under its massive f***ing arm.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait.
It's a 1.
Oh, okay. We were each getting 2. I see.
Daniel, you see a ballroom and hundreds of masked revelers. Franky sees off to the side a woman standing in a blue dress who has a cat's mask. She looks to you and waves as if you should come to her. High or low, Daniel?
High.
You feel as if you recognize her. 1d4 sand.
1.
Franky,
I am going to take a swig
luck, roll.
While-
luck, roll.
Are you? While running towards that woman, if I can.
Oh, God.
Help me.
I want to stick with high. Fail. 22.
Bound to pass it eventually.
Someday you might. Gideon, sand roll.
Fail.
1d4, please.
That was gone.
3. I realize I'm going to have to take it.
Okay, you
get
take
out
3.
You can hit your
That's
breaking
me
point with
breaking
me.
point.
All right, Daniel, athletics or dodge?
That's a fail.
What's your fail roll?
85.
Okay. Again, the giant clown swings and just apparently misses. You see a throne room in the distance. You see someone seated on the throne.
It's that lady,
in a
right?
white mask.
Oh, it's not the lady?
No, you feel horror at seeing this creature, this thing, this person upon this regal throne.
What happened to the lady?
You're seeing visions. It's like Detweiler set up this cool thing and you guys didn't do it, so I'm kind of ad hocing it, so it's fine. You feel as if you really need to make a fucking roll. Luck roll, Daniel.
If you're going to stick with high, eventually I got to get it, right? That or die.
Again.
17.
Athletics or dodge?
You should go buy a lottery ticket and plan on failing.
Say fail and then scratch it.
It's a
Well,
fail.
all the numbers that I
Okay.
hate.
Jesus Christ. This would be ironic. The clown is on your ass. It reaches for you and touches the back of your shirt. Roll luck.
I want to say high. 92, that's high.
Oh, that's real high.
Roll sand.
That's a pass.
Okay. Roll dodge or athletics.
It's a pass. 44.
You bounce out of its way. It reaches for you again. Roll sand.
Fail it.
It is on top of your ass. It is so fucking tall. It's like a damn building.
That's a fail.
You want to fail that?
1d4.
1.
Loose sand. Give me one more dodge or athletics.
It's a pass. 18.
The world winks out into black.
Fun times.
We did it.
4 hours later.
Did you disappear?
Yeah.
Did you disappear?
Well, I guess.
Our title track and additional musical arrangements were provided by friend of the podcast, Ian Shannon. Find more of his work at sleepfortheweary.com. Like what you heard? Check out more episodes online at rancorsbrothel.com or the Rancors Brothel on Facebook. You can also interact with other listeners at the Fans of the Rancors Brothel Facebook page. Want to contact us? Reach out to @Rancors_Brothel on Twitter or via email at therancorsbrothel@gmail.com. Most of all, keep circulating the tapes. Much love, everyone.